everybody. This is Brent Gove talking to you live from Roseville, California, Northern California. I hope you enjoyed the eXp lunch and learn today. I look a little red. I went up to Lake Tahoe this weekend from Memorial Day and got a little sunburn. I forgot to makes my white teeth look whiter. So, hey, I have a guest today I want to interview. Just for like 10 minutes here at the end. She's a superstar from Wisconsin. Like, wait till you hear about her and why she chose to join eXp. Jo Ferraro, how are you?
Hey, Brent. I'm great. How are you?
I got to get you one of these lights from Amazon. You buy it here. You
I need
got
to, well, it was kind of, is this better?
There you go. Yeah, you look like you're
All
in
right.
that. You look like you're in that commercial for whatever it was where they black out the person, that insurance.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's funny. I'm just
Too
teasing
many
you.
windows in this room.
Yeah. Well, happy Memorial Day weekend. Did you have a good time?
I did. It was great. How about you?
Oh man, totally. And I'm boarding a flight for Phoenix today because it's so cold here. We want to go somewhere cold, so I'm going to Phoenix this week.
Well, too bad you're not in Wisconsin. It's 80 degrees here, so.
Oh, that sounds nice. No, Phoenix is going to be 111
Oh.
all week. We're going golfing, but we're up at 5:30. We're golfing at 6 a.m. It's actually 72 degrees at 6 a.m. So we're going to be fine. We'll just go early to hit the pool all afternoon. But hey, that's not what we're here to do. We got a bunch of guests here. So I'm so excited to have you on the show. It's like, I'm almost like, in awe. But I want you to brag a little bit. Tell everyone how long you've been in real estate and maybe give like a minute or two, couple minutes on what you've achieved, because it's pretty awesome what you've done, and tell them exactly where in Wisconsin you're from. So I'm asking you to brag a little bit so they can know, because even you came to eXp. I think people need to know that. So floor is yours.
All right. Well, I've been in real estate about 20 years, just a little bit over 20 years. I'm a mother of 5, built my team business brokerage over the last 20 years, and it's been amazing. I was with Century 21. I was an owner, partner, broker in 2 offices and rocking it out. I was a real estate coach for several agents around the country. That was me wanting to give back and help other people rise. And when I heard about eXp, I could have kicked myself for not doing it sooner. But I kind of like lagged back, and I was like, what is this? And I tell you, it's the best decision I've ever made.
Wow.
Hands down, just the quality and caliber of the agents. Of course, the platform that it's agent owned, we're stockholders. I can will this to my children, my grandchildren, and I have invested interest. I mean, that to me is a big deal. I mean, when I was growing my brokerage, really, I mean, of course you're attracting agents, training and growing them, but for other people, you refer somebody or an agent refers somebody to my office, they get a nice thank you, but I couldn't help them really build their business and help them build multiple streams of income in the most with integrity and value, and being able to be part of something so amazing is
Wow. That is awesome. So what kind of volume do you do, like sales yourself? You have a team, right?
So I have a team. We did about, I think, almost 80 million last year. We're on track for over 100 million this year.
So you're
And
actually selling more. That's great.
yeah, oh yeah, we hit the ground running. When we joined eXp, it was a little over 2.5 years ago, or actually almost 2.5 years ago. And it was December, our slowest market. And we were a head down, game on, and we just took advantage of eXp platform and the training available and the virtual world. It was a little strange at first, I'll admit. I thought, whoa, this is kind of like The Sims. But I don't know, Madison, Wisconsin is cold during the winter, so it worked out really, really well.
And now you have
My
agents.
husband in the background.
Yeah, that's totally fine. Hey there. So we have there. Hello. So we had was going to tell you. I lost my train of thought. How many agents Oh, I know what it was. How many states are you in? Are you in
Just
more? Are you in Wisconsin only? Do you have agents in other states?
nope, Wisconsin, or in my expansion group, my
That's
team,
what we're
my
talking
EXP,
expansion.
in
EXP
multiple,
organization.
in my organization, right? We're in multiple states, which is awesome. And it's just like helping people all over the nation with invested interest and
If you had to take your best guesstimate, I realize it's a guesstimate because I didn't prepare you for this. How many cities do you think you're in? Because everyone's talking about expansion teams. You have a team, you're in Wisconsin, you have this team in Wisconsin, in Madison for 20 years, and you really weren't in other cities, maybe the suburbs of Wisconsin, but that's kind of like my team here in Roseville. I'm in Northern California, and it was kind of here for 24 years, right?
right.
Now, if you had to guess, you're in multiple states. How many cities do you think you're in? You think you're in more than 5 or 10 cities?
I think I'm probably in about 5 or 10 cities. I'll tell you what, though, not enough.
Not
Uh,
enough.
I was a slow bloomer, and with as far as eXp, and that's okay too. I wanted to make sure that this was a company I could really get behind when I first joined, and I am all in all day long now, promoting, building people, so supportive of you and this company, and I'm just so grateful. The sky's the limit.
That is so awesome. And this year, you think you'll do how much in sales?
Probably 100 million with just my team.
Wow. So why EXP? What attracted you? I think you kind of told me not only could you do well, but it was a way to help your agents do well. Because when you owned a franchise, you own the franchise and you can give it to your kids. But also when you own a franchise, no matter what franchise it is, you're kind of the sun, the moon, and the stars. The world rotates around you. You pull that leader out of their franchise, and oftentimes the franchise dissolves, even if you give it to the kids. I mean, I remember the guy who owned my franchise. If he left, I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to go to Lions. I'm going to switch. It's a good opportunity to go to the company. I'm here. I love Gus. I love Bill. I love Karen, but they're gone, and I don't know their kids, and I think I'm going to move on. And at EXP, it's different, right? It's totally different because you don't have this office where you're pumping everybody up. You have people, I bet you if you look, I want you to go look and text me. I bet you you're in 15 to 20 states. I bet you anything. I mean,
Okay.
cities, not states. I bet you're in more states than you think. Go look at your back office.
Okay.
So what was it besides that you could help your agents have something, build an asset-based type? They're going to be in real estate. You can help buyers buy and sellers sell. But here's the way for them to have some equity, right? But what beyond that? What attracted you to EXP? Was it the training? We have a lot. Was it the leads? Was it the stock? We just covered all this. Or was it the revenue share piece or a combination? What was it for you?
To me, it was the whole package. It was
Oh,
the
really?
package deal, and being an owner broker, or even for independents or
Uh-huh.
independent agents, independent brokers, independent agents. For me, it was really about, and I have multiple businesses already, different LLCs. But at the end of the day, when you hit it right on the head when you talked about taking that principal out of the brokerage,
Mm-hmm.
or you stop production, what's the business valuation? What's my business worth at the end of the day, right? If I want to retire, say, in 10, 20 years and just give back and really pour into people
Is it
more,
2 times earnings or something? What is the EBITDA? They go over all
2 to
those
3,
things.
depending on who you talk to and when.
3.
And
So let's say and that's off like income, not gross income.
yeah,
So you better be making 300,000 if you want 6 to 9, right? But let's
right,
just say you get 9. You get that big tater. You got $900,000. Well, congratulations. Welcome to the 50% tax bracket, right? So half is going to go to taxes. So now you're down to 450. I don't know about you, but I have 5 children too. We adopted 2, so now I have 7. And they, well, 2 are out of the house. Yeah, we helping them buy homes. So we're putting down payment and remodeling.
right.
It's more expensive when they leave. I haven't even gotten to weddings yet. And so we spend a lot more than $450,000 a year to live. So really, if you get that big payday, it's 1 year's income, or
Right.
maybe 2, or maybe you're not like us and you could live on 100,000 a year. Okay, 4.5 years income. It's really not a big deal. And like you said, when you take the principal out, They're like the axle. You take the axle out of your wagon, the wheels just go, or your car, right? So
Right.
I know you get that having owned a franchise.
Right.
Yep.
The lead gen, the training that you hit on, I was paying over $1,500 a month for my platform before for lead gen in our CRM. And when you talk about leading with value, man, eXp exponentially. I mean, you've got the leads, you've got on-demand training, you could pick it. You name it, you pick it. You want to lead it. The mastermind groups.
What's your platform
phenomenal.
cost at eXp? You said $1,500 pre-eXp. You were
What is
paying
it,
for the platform.
$50 a month?
$50
And
a
depending
month.
what I want for the make it rain, and I can
Yeah.
target that, it's slick.
Yeah, pretty cool. So let me fast forward you a little bit. I'm going to say it's May 2021. It's 1 year from now. Where do you see the vision of your? Because like I'll tell you this, I was 24 years later. My team is still here. Let's see if I can get to the board right. Am I going the wrong way? This way. See that? That's my real estate team. We go to Maui or the Caribbean every year. That's a $1.5 million catamaran off the coast of Maui. We all sailed. Amazing. We're going again this November. Aha, look at that. I got helpers here. That's the Brent Gove team right there. And it's still the same 24 years later. Thank you, Rob. So it's still the same 24 years later, right? And it's still right here. But 1 year from now, where do you see your eXp organization? Your team will still be in Madison. You're going to do that 100 million. I have no doubt in you, Joe. But as far as your organization that creates revenue share and stock awards that you can literally give to your children as an inheritance, how many states and how many agents 1 year from now? So you know how many agents you have now. 1 year from now, I didn't prep you for this, just your best guesstimate.
No, you didn't.
What vision, where do you see yourself a year from now? How many agents? We'll start with how many agents in your total organization a year from now? 50, 100, 200, 400?
I'd like to have a minimum of 500 by this time next year. Right now, I think we're around 85. But
let me
people
stop
are
you there real
coming
quick.
on board.
Oh, they're coming on like, okay, good. But let me stop you. How big was your franchise? I don't want to name the company. I think you mentioned it earlier, but how many agents did you have when you owned that franchise?
I think with the 2 offices I had, it'd be 40, 50.
With 2 offices, 40 or 50, and you have to purchase the franchise. They can run a Century 21 franchise can cost roughly. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. We're just saying factual, typical franchise.
Right.
So, what kind of overhead?
It was always me.
What kind of overhead did you have for 2 offices for your 40 or 50 agents?
A lot. A lot.
So like 10, 20,000 a month?
It cost me, I think our one office, it was around, with salaries and everything else, the brick and mortar, around 17 to 20 grand a month.
Yeah. Yep. Before you make a dime.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. I was a Remax agent and I had 13 full-time staff, just an agent, not a broker. And my overhead, now it included a $20,000 salary for me, was $128,000 a month.
Wow.
Just an agent, not even a brokerage owner. Pay all my overhead, $128,000 a month. So overhead is for real, right? So so you said you were spending $17,000 to $20,000 a month. What's your overhead at eXp, Rania?
100, 150.
100,000 a month?
50? No,
50,000?
a couple hundred a month.
100 a month. Okay,
Not
I
even.
knew that. I knew that. See, that's why Netflix buckled. I mean, Blockbuster buckled to Netflix. That's why Yellow Cab just went bankrupt because they can't compete with Uber and Lyft. That is why Amazon took down 8,000 major retailers. The overhead just isn't there. So now you went from 40 or 50 to 80 something with people joining like crazy to the point a year from now you see 500. You imagine the overhead in a traditional franchise model for 500 people to house it. I can tell you right now, friends of mine run big offices that hold 500. Their leases are $55,000 a month for the building.
I don't want that over my shoulders anymore.
Or the shell, right? And then you got to put conference tables, whoops, that way, looking behind me, trying to get it all right. You have to put TVs, you have to put computers and phone systems and janitorial and coffee. Can't run out of coffee. Secretaries, front desk, managers, sales managers, just a massive overhead. It literally could take you $150,000 a month. So 1 year from now, you made the statement, you really think it's realistic for you to have 500. What will your overhead be?
None. I mean, I own an office building now, and that's pretty much zero based, but it's,
but it's still 85 a month, right?
500 agents, it won't cost me anything, but a little bit of my time to help them grow their business.
And then we help, so we're financial alignment. You and I would know each other from Mike Ferry events and Craig Proctor events, or maybe a mega camp or a family reunion at Keller Williams or Remax's annual convention. I would go to other companies' stuff. I'd probably show up at a Century 21 mastermind, and we'd know each other. But then you'd go back to Madison. I'd go back to Roseville. We'd shut the door to our office and we'd go to work. And we would be nice to each other. But if your business went to $200 million a year and mine went to $200 million a year, it really didn't benefit our children, right? But now if I can help you go to $200 million a year, I helped a friend of mine get in this year, Joe. He knows nothing about real estate, but he goes, I know agents who sell real estate. So he sponsored 20 of them, like we just showed. He'll do $1 billion this year. $1 billion.
Wow.
$1 billion. He's in San Francisco, San Jose Bay Area, so he does have higher prices. But still, to do $1 billion in the next 12 months and not know what do you know about real estate? Well, you and I know a lot. And so, wow, that's the power of the model. So
even for investors that don't have their license, I have a couple right now that are business owners and investors in real estate that they're like, hey, how do I do this? I work with a lot of different agents. People love the energy and the fire and what's available. Especially nowadays with all this COVID. This is like the perfect platform.
So you mentioned you have about 80. I'd imagine you're getting rev share checks around $4,000 a month or something, or like that. What kind of investment would you need to make to have a positive cash flow of $4,000 a month, $48,000 a year, positive cash flow, right? Massive investment.
Right.
And then when you get to 500, I'm telling you right now, remember it's at 500, it's about $350,000 a year rev share outside of that $100 million team you have. So is that going to tee up you and your sweetheart for retirement if you have an extra $350,000 a year to put towards it, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's exciting. Let's make it happen this year, Joe.
I will.
Any final comments for the people watching as far as doing their due diligence or taking a deeper dive on eXp Realty? Any advice for them?
I would definitely don't do what I did and wait 3 years. Definitely look at it deep. And I said to my team, what's the worst thing that could happen? We hate it and we leave. Big deal. I was going to go independent anyway, but I didn't really want the whole responsibility of that. I didn't want to do all the file. I didn't want to be that managing broker, designated broker.
So are you the broker of record for those 85 agents?
No.
And when you get 500, will you be the broker of record?
No. But you know what I am is we're in this together and we have vested interest. And so just ask questions. Keep asking. You don't get an answer, go to the next person. Somebody here will help you. But do the right thing. Do yourself and your family a favor. Ask questions. Be curious. Come from a place of curiosity. And if you love where you're at, stay. It's okay. But you owe it to yourself to find out.
Beautiful. I love what you said. What's the worst thing that could happen? We leave. And you didn't buy a franchise where you're trapped for 5 or 7 or 10 years. You didn't buy a building and a big commercial lease. This isn't what that's about. So you have no overhead. The biggest risk you have is your ego. People laughing at you and say, Joe, I told you it won't work. Okay. I made a career out of failure. That's why I've been successful at real estate, because I'm willing to put this chin on the line on a regular basis. Laugh all you want. I'm the guy doing $169 million a year. I'm the guy. I've had more people tell me no. I failed at radio twice before I succeeded the third time. I failed at TV epically and never succeeded because I have a face for radio. So here's the deal. So here's the deal, man. I tell you, the future looks so bright. And here, if you do what Jo said and you ask a lot of questions, you take that deeper dive, one of two things are going to happen. One, we're not going to pass the mustard test. You'll find the fly in the ointment. So do that. Go find the fly in the ointment. Go see if we pass the mustard. But if you don't find the fly in the ointment, which I didn't, neither did you, Jo, and we go, and they did. I checked on stock. I checked on people getting paid. I checked on this monthly rev share checks once a month on the 22nd. Mine was last Friday, and I got a little last minute bump to it. Just a small bump, $46,000. Not bad for the month, not the year, just for the month. Yeah, exciting bump. So, yeah, totally. So I went to Edgewood at Lake Tahoe and went golfing. That's where they do celebrity golf tournament. So I splurged a little bit. It's like $1,000 to play golf there. It's crazy, stupid. But hey, once in a while you get to treat yourself, and if you like that sort of thing. But so awesome, Jo. Thank you for the advice. Thank you for letting me interview you today. It was a pleasure. And God bless you out in Madison, Wisconsin. That's God's country. It looks beautiful behind you there. I see the trees, and it looks like you got a little breeze, and it's just beautiful. Yeah. Is this your house?
This is the lake house, and it's got a lot of windows.
The lake house. Oh, that's the lake behind you.
I'll tell you something cool. You know what? And I really didn't know if I believed in this whole revenue share thing. And I didn't, of course, lead with that at first, but my lake house here, it's paid for by my rev share. That's a huge deal for me because this was my dream, and that pressure's off.
Love it. Love it. Thank you. Wow. Talk about a gift. That is awesome.
That's a gift.
At my old brokerage, I won't say where, I've been there 8 years and referred 55 agents. My annual, that company called it profit share. After 8 years of having hundreds in my profit share trees, the way they would describe it, we called it a rev share organization. And nothing wrong with that, but it was about $700 a month. And that will not buy a lake house, $700 a month. No. I think by my third month, it was $10,000 a month by my third month at this company, and I only did it on Fridays. So all you did was build the company. No, all I did was list homes. I had 18 to 28 listings, right, Jo? You're very active in real estate. So was I. It wasn't until my rev share crested $100,000 a month. I went, you know what? I don't think I'm ever listing another home. And I would give away $1.7, $1.2 million listings, 800,000, 6% lay down listings. That my team was so excited because they were still doing real estate, right? And they made more. They got stock. It's so awesome 3.5 years later. Jo, thank you for being on today. You're the best guest ever. And I will see you in August at Tony Robbins, end of August.
Yes. All right. Thanks, Brent.
Okay,
all
take
right.
care.
Love
Bye-bye.
you.